Blessings, my brothers and sisters, in the light and love of our one infinite Creator. It's not the answers that we receive in meditation that are so helpful, as much as in the improved clarity of our awareness of consciousness. Sometimes you may feel distractions during meditation, the movement of energy across the skin. This is an electrically or electromagnetic caused sensation. Any part of the body can be involved. Many find the hair of the body moving as though electrified. The skin of the scalp is especially prone to such feeling. This is what is known as conditioning. For those who wish to be a channel, I cannot stress too much on the fact this should be done only in group settings. For the one who attempts to channel by themselves does not have support and can encourage psychic greetings, also known as psychic attacks. This can cause much mental and spiritual discomfort and even insanity. Hence, it's not recommended. Always channel with a loving support group. When one is channeling and receives these electromagnetic signals, it is a signal that information is coming or that contact has been achieved. Some describe the conditioning as feelings across the head. Others describe the energy pulsing in their forehead or across their third eye, in the mouth or throat, or moving up and down their bodies. And there are many that say they feel increasingly large and weightless as meditation goes on. When those of Ra were asked this question, each of us feels in meditation energy upon the head in various places. Could you tell me what this is, what it signifies, and what the various places in which we feel it signify? Those of Ra respond, the in-streaming of energy are felt by the energy centers which need and are prepared for activation. Thus, those who feel the stimulation at violent ray level are getting just that. Those feeling it within the forehead between the brows are experiencing indigo ray, and so forth. Those experiencing tingling and visual images are having some blockage in the energy center being activated, and thus the electrical body spreads this energy out, and its effect is diffused. Those not truly sincerely requesting this energy may yet feel it if the entities are not well trained in psychic defense. Those not desirous of experiencing these sensations and activations and changes upon the subconscious level will not experience anything due to their abilities at defense and armoring against change. Those of QO say, You may find yourself ill-suited at first to meditation from a physical viewpoint, the body being perhaps not used to sitting completely still without falling asleep. And yet, if all you discover about yourself over and over is, as far as you know, that you are dissatisfied with your meditations, nevertheless, the intent that sits you in a chair or on the floor or on the ground and puts you in the kingdom of silence is fulfilling completely its part in your development as a magical personality. For it is not only intent, but intent carried through with even and steadfast perseverance that creates personal power. This is such a central key. Simple perseverance with the practice works wonders. It may be difficult to keep our spirits up if the practice does not take at first, in our own subjective opinion. It seems so logical to evaluate our process in progress. We want to take our spiritual temperature to see how much better we might be doing than previously. This is never a good idea. We will always be wrong about ourselves, for we cannot see our true self from the inside out. Avoid discouragement and value persistence instead, and your own desire to evolve spiritually. This will bring the fruits of meditation to you over time. And for many, usually experience the subjective feeling that a meditation could have been purer or less cluttered with the errant thoughts of a foolish and shallow personality that seemed to drift and rush through the calm and silent chamber within with undue rudeness and haste. Yet, I will ask you, my sisters and brothers, to be very patient and compassionate when looking at the performance of meditation or silent listening. If one is simply mindful and notes without emotion or condemnation each thought that moves through, allowing it to arise, allowing it to dissolve, then meditation has done that which it was intended for. It has allowed the entity to step back from the trees and see the forest. It has removed the tension of judgment and consideration and allowed a time that is truly free, a time in which the observer may simply watch thoughts arise and dissolve, not turning them away, not holding on to them. One may plan an entire menu, a shopping list, or any other thought whatsoever during meditation if it is observed without that feeling of necessity to solidify the intelligence of the mind around the shopping list or the menu. There are many tools which may be used to enter meditation. One good way to prepare oneself for meditation is to visualize each chakra in turn, beginning with the red root chakra and moving upwards, carefully clearing energies, carefully seeing your chakra centers glowing orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. When you have reached sufficient humility to be able to listen to advice from the higher self that is not easily understood to be other than the self, then I suggest that you begin with this clearing of the chakras so that you feel the light streaming from your head, for you have opened all your chakras. You have become vulnerable. You are ready to take a risk. In Zen Buddhism, nothing, no thing is a concept. It is the dissolving into unity. It is the middle ground between negative and positive. It is antimatter. It is invisible fabric that makes up the energy web. In terms of the world, nothing is often synonymous for mischief. As in, what are you doing? Nothing. In terms of numbers, nothing or not seems to be a placekeeper, a digit filler to keep magnitudes in line. In terms of electronics, 0 is as informative as 1. And these two values express absolutely everything. In terms of metaphysics, nothing is the space into which we move, called silence, into which light and love may come, and through which they may flow, the truest of receptions indeed. So I say unto you, meditate on nothing. Yes, I said nothing. Just open yourself up to your higher self. It knows exactly what you need. And when we can shut up and sit down and let it guide us, amazing things begin to unfold. Your best ally and endeavor in this life is meditation. Many say, I could not meditate well. So how is meditation going to help me? Well, my dear friends, no one meditates very well, for the perfect meditation will remove all separation and restore all to unity. It is the force of the will that seeks meditation. It is the faith that moves a visible physical entity to seek the invisible and metaphysical. It is the disciple of doing so, the discipline on a daily basis that will yield to you a continuing opening into your birthright. For as children of consciousness, are you not heirs to all of the truth? Are you not indeed embodiments of the truth? We have discovered through our own experience that it is well to seek the silence of the meditation in a daily fashion, that this become a part of each day, perhaps at the beginning or at the ending, that it be a central feature for each day, that one take the time for this meditation at the same time and in the same place each day. That one reserve these times and places for what could be seen as the axis upon which your experience turns. For as you complete your daily round of activities, there are many forms of catalysts that assault the senses and give one a great deal to think about, to digest, and it is within the meditative times that what can be learned is seated in a spiritual sense within the soul of the self. Thus, in your meditations, it is well that you put aside for the time period of the meditation the concerns of the day, perhaps realizing this concern in a fashion such as taking off the cares as one would take off a hat, and placing them aside on a table so that during the meditative time one seeks as purely and clearly as one can the inner silence that will allow one to hear with the heart the speaking of the one Creator in whatever form or fashion in which it may come. Any thoughts that occur at this time may be allowed to move in and out and allowed to go their way. One need not fight against the mind, but bring it back gently, each time that it wanders, to the center of silence. After enough practice at this endeavor, one will begin to open a bridge, shall we say, from the conscious daily round of activities to one's own subconscious mind. And through the roots of the tree of your subconscious mind, contact then may be sought with the shuttle that is the spirit that moves in unity with the one Creator. Thus, open a door or a bridge to the deeper, more informed portions of your own consciousness, and through your own connection to the one Creator. Within meditation, the work is done. Within the listening, within the silence, within the daily, persistent, seeking heart, that which is of true wisdom and compassion is an environment which is more and more dealt within with a steady and unremitting faith, built by constant turning within to the Creator within. The entity more and more becomes a kind of being and is or exists or expresses in a certain way. This entity may not notice, but those to whom the entity is manifesting do indeed notice and are blessed by the light which shines through them. Blessed indeed by the focus which sees into the heart, to see the consciousness and the perfection of Christ and Christ consciousness. For this is your intended and true nature, a nature which gives and receives love freely, wisely, gently, to love, to exist in love, to begin discovering the selfhood of the self in love, is the basic work of those who wish to lighten the planetary consciousness. It may seem most undramatic, and it is. It may seem most unlikely to produce the riches of the world, and it is. To work for planetary lightning is a service to others act. To do it daily is a blessing to your beloved and fragile home in space and time. The effect of constant daily work in meditation is not perhaps felt suddenly, is not perhaps experienced quickly or obviously in the terms of the illusion, but it is the surest and only safe approach to spiritual growth that one may take within your third density. It has truly been an honor speaking with you, my brothers and sisters. Now go forth in the glory and the peace of our one infinite Creator, Adonai.